I've got boobs. What do you think, folks? Shall we watch the Stellar Blade 2 Blood Rain trailer once again? Oh, I think so. Again, please. Oh, come on, like Britney Spears. Hit me, baby. One more time. Huh? What the hell is going on?
Hey, Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Yes?
Haven't you heard that Shift Up have hired a he/him French dude
No.
called Jerome Benzadon?
Who?
He's going to ruin Stellar Blade Blood Rain.
Why do I play French thrash metal, you may ask? Well, we'll get to that point as soon as I de-escalate and de-echo myself and tell you to like this video, comment below, and let's get on with this rather worrying news, a new development regarding Shift Up and Hyuntae Kim and their DEI hire, which is, I'm not going to say too much at this stage. I don't want to give allegations that aren't necessarily true, but the red flags are definitely there, folks. I know I'm waving my hands like the mad scientist himself, Magnus Pike. Rest in peace, sir. But without further ado, folks, let's get into this video today.
She blinded me with science.
Eat lightning and shit thunder with Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Rated R. Starts Friday, June 22nd at theaters everywhere.
So this was breaking news overnight, but it is a slight worry. It's over! Oh my god! And there is Evie from Stellar Blade, the replacement for Eve from Stellar Blade Part 1. And as you can see from the screenshots, Jerome Benzadon, after 13 memorable rears at PlayStation, I'm thrilled to announce that I'm joining Shift Up as Head of Communications. Can't wait to steer the global campaigns for the gems of Mr. Kim, Hyuntae Kim. Why, come on, dude, it's Hyuntae Kim, Shinji Mikami, and their teams. So it's all good so far, right? Now, the comment section is absolutely lit under this post. It really is. And I'm going to show you what people have actually said here. So this screenshot right here really kind of encapsulates everything. BlackRock, owned by Larry Fink, holds a small stake in Shift Up Corporation. And basically, because they're still there, they can still encourage the DEI,
Right?
ESG practices within Shift Up. I mean, again, it's a minuscule proportion of what they can bring in. South Korea, Japan, China definitely reject DEI and ESG. So I don't know why Shift Up would actually do it at this stage. Look, I'm just lit up here, folks. I really, really am. So again, I get that there is some concerns at the moment. Now, these positions are consistent with index or emerging markets funds that include Korean listed stocks. There is no indication of a major pre-IPO investment or controlling stake by BlackRock or its peers. Pre-listing backers were primarily Tencent, the key strategic investor, along with Korean firms such as IMM Investment, not the IMF, the Impossible Mission Force, Smilergate Investment, who I've heard of, by the way, and others that later exited or reduced holdings. Now, Tencent, if you don't remember, this beautiful gem by Alana Pierce, where she, oopsie doopsie on a podcast, said this.
Tencent or funded by Tencent, and they were like, no black people, bigger tits.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like a lot of like rules that they have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, Tencent, if you're still looking for big booed women and non-diverse people, hook me up, why don't you? Head of Global Communications, so not involved in game development. I get that it might be a slow news cycle, but let's not resort to renaming Shift Up Shit Up, which I think is absolutely true. And this redesign of Eevee, obviously AI with the glasses, is pretty cool. Now, why would you hire people who will ruin your game? We don't know that it's going to happen yet. It may happen. There could be some censorship involved. Remember the hard R scandal that was actually forced upon by mainstream media of the first Stellar Blade? We could get a repeat of that. I've got a couple of suggestions that what may happen with this new guy, Jerome Benzadon. If they censor it or change Eevee, I definitely will not buy it. I don't want to play censored woke shit, which again, I completely agree with. Oh God. Dead or Alive Extreme 3. And of course, you got my lovely Hitomi in the background from Dead or Alive as well. That is just that's just absolutely amazing. Now, I don't think it's going to bankrupt Shift Up at all, like some people are hyperbole saying in the comment section below. I mean, one thing I'm going to point out here, and I'm going to say it right now, when Jerome, now he's been a head of communications for Shift Up for just over a month, so when there's more news coming out about Stellar Blade Blood Rain, he's obviously going to be the guy that sits there and tells you what's happening. Now, I do wonder if people will come at him and say, why have you censored Eevee's design? Why has this happened in the game? Why is it being made with so much AI slop? If he starts backfiring at people who are genuinely concerned, and even the trolls, will it cost him a job at Shift Up? And will you, Hyung-tae Kim, and your beautiful wife, hire me instead? I will work for you for free, sir. And you, madam. And you too, madam, with those madams. But honestly, I mean, why would you hire a guy like this? Now, I've actually heard speculation that because Jerome is very well connected within the video game industry, that's probably why Shift Up have hired him. It's mad genius from Hyung-tae Kim to even do this, because he knows this guy's background. They've obviously heavily scrutinized him, but yet they're bringing him on board. Again, it's part of that strategic marketing where before we had that amazing Summer Game Fest trailer, which we all loved. Then we had Eevee doing her AI singing, which again, great song, great video. And now we've got this. And again, in between all of that, you got Hyun-tae Kim just absolutely trolling the mainstream media. It's been fantastic. So if this is like part of that strange marketing strategy, is it going to pay off? I'm such a big fan of Shift Up. I love Stellar Blade, and I absolutely love Hyung-tae Kim. I think he's an absolute mad maniacal genius, and that's how he should stay. I think in respect to that. But let's look. Let's delve into the world of Jerome Benzadon on LinkedIn. He, him, how dare you, sir? We already know that you're a suave, sophisticated man of the French origin. He looks pretty smart there, actually. So after 13 incredible years at Sony PlayStation, which is when the first Stellar Blade actually made its debut, it's time to start a main new quest. Do you get it? Because he's a bit of a gamer. And of course, we've got this almost life-size model of Stellar Blade behind Mr. Jerome's behind. He's looking quite, he's actually got almost like a very similar pose, hasn't he? Like he's just sort of standing there, adjusting his cufflinks, but he's wearing a power watch instead of a fashionable Omega timepiece or a Rolex. That's what I'll be going for. So he's obviously very geared up about being at Shift Up. I'm kind of curious to see how the culture thing's going to work, because does this man know South Korean? Does he know the Korean tongue? Not the French-speaking tongue, of course. So I'll be very curious to see what he does there in respect of how they communicate, because do you remember that guy that worked for Sega, the American Jap? And he brought in Sega a lot of money, but he was at odds with the Japanese chairman of Sega.
First was we had to lower the price of the hardware to make it more affordable so that more people would be able to buy cartridges for it. And the hardware at the time was a couple $100s. And I said, no, that's way too high. We got to bring it down to $149 and eventually $129. And then.
So I don't know if we're going to get anything like that. And he's got his own X account. So whatever you do, folks, do not go and harass this fine French gentleman. Do not do that. But something that caught my eye in his bio right here, nothing to do with his pronouns, which thankfully he does not have here. It's something called Sografalth. What exactly is Sografalth? Well, I'm about to educate you, damn fools. Have a listen to this. You know, that's actually a pretty good song, I've got to say. I do like myself some thrash metal. But you might notice as well that the actual YouTuber himself is Jerome Benz. Megadeth by Sografalth. Now, I think Sografalth is the actual name of his group, and the song is called Megadeth. But it only gets better, folks. The thing is, if he's playing guitars for Sografalth, is he in the line? Now, I think... Now, I'm not sure, folks, if that's him here on my right or your left, or that's him in the middle with this shirt and tie. Again, the guy's a bit of a fashionista, right? And he can't help himself but to wear the same business attire on stage. So whether he's a singer or not, it's really hard to tell because he's changed his appearance quite a bit. I gotta say, I'm digging his music. It's alright actually. I like myself some thrash metal every now and then, and this is pretty damn good. And I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, on that one, and if I were him, and if I were you, my little Petit Le Pew, I gotta say, this was a pretty interesting video to cover and to make for you boys and girls out there today. And by the way, I've got to thank you ever so much for the kind comments you've left on my recent videos, saying that you discovered my channel for the first time, and now you're hooked on a feeling and on a ceiling looking at what I'm going to be doing next. And do you know what? The beauty of that is I've got no clue what I'll be doing either, except following this story very, very closely and not pointing accusatory fingers at Mr. Benzodon. We don't know if he's going to do any irreparable damage at this stage in time. It's too early to tell. But something that's not too early to tell is whether you like this video or not. Vote up, vote down, it doesn't matter either way. And I will catch you catching me for the return of the next video.
Whatever you do, numbnuts, don't search for this term on Google. Got that? Thanks for watching Kung Fu Hot Dog. Don't forget to like and subscribe.